All right, and we're live. Hey, everybody, it's Anchorman here, back with another episode of Multiverse Podcast, episode 21 of the season we're currently on. We used to do seasons back in the day, but we're just doing a continuous run from now on. But first off, I want to introduce my co-host, the one, the only, Fame Entertainment.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Fam Entertainment here from the Inner Circle. My apologies if I'm not the most upbeat today. I'm not feeling as great as usual, but I'm still looking forward to having a great show today. It is the greatest podcast on a Monday. And yeah, man, make sure you guys check out our website, ticgn.com, for all your gamer news. And do not forget that our Gears of War 4 giveaway is still up and running. I believe it's in the description. If it's not in the description, go to our website, type in Gears of War 4 giveaway in the search box, and you will find it. Yep.
All right, we also have our guest for the evening, Tony from Throwdown Podcast.
What is going on, people? Thank you for having me on once again. I'm ready to talk about some crazy news today, man. Woo, it's going to be good.
Oh, man, it's been an absolute blast. One of the great benefits of having this kind of podcast on a Monday is that you, first off, right before any game releases, you have the day before, like right before when the hype is at its peak. And then you have like after a weekend when a movie releases, you get to kind of see how the field's been laid afterwards.
Yeah.
And I love having a Monday podcast for that reason. But first off, I want to send a congratulations to my man Fame, who just got back from Quakecon.
Yeah, buddy.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah.
for some of our viewers out there, would you explain what Quakecon is exactly?
All right, Quakecon is a lot of people mainly know it for the BYOC. Bring your own computer. It's like the biggest LAN party in North America. And when I say it is huge, it is absolutely huge. It takes up the most space inside the hotel as far as QuakeCon goes. But besides that, id Software is out there. And I know it sounds weird not to say ID Software like everyone else says, but everyone kept saying id Software. So I don't know if we've been saying it wrong this whole time or I've been saying it wrong the whole time, but id Software, Bethesda, Arcane Studios, they were all out there, man, showing off some of their new games, and it was absolutely amazing, man. But yeah, QuakeCon it's mostly known for the BYOC, but there's lots of vendors out there showing new PC hardware. There's a bunch of games you can play. There's some indie devs out there, indie games out there you can play. But there's really a lot of stuff going on that goes into QuakeCon, and it was one heck of an experience. I met a lot of cool people. Got to meet Adam Sessler. I got to talk with some of the guys from Bethesda. I actually had a sit down with two of the developers from Arcane Studios, and they were making. And if you guys don't know who they are, they're making the game Prey. So I actually got to sit down with them. I talked to them before the videos were shown, and I didn't know who they were. They all sitting right next to them. Then at an after party, I got to speak with them, which is absolutely pretty cool to do. And I must say. I have a newfound love for Bethesda, probably not as much as Anchorman does, because, I mean, they treated us right. After the first day, they threw an after party, and, I mean, it was free drinks, free food. It was absolutely amazing, man. It was one heck of a weekend. I got to meet Dennis Fong. If you guys don't know who Dennis Thresh Fong is, please Google him. He is the second person to ever go into the Esports Hall of Fame. He is the grandfather of competitive sports, the Michael Jordan of competitive sports. Any game right now that you see being played competitively on a big scale would not be possible if it wasn't for Dennis Fong. We actually were able to sit down and do an interview with him, which is on our website, ticgn.com. Make sure you guys check that out, and just show your respects, man. Especially if you play anything competitive, even if it's Street Fighter. He was really known for Quake and Doom, mostly Quake. But anything you play competitively, man, you have to show your respect to this guy, because if it wasn't for him, people wouldn't be playing competitively like they are now. Besides that, after the Twitch stream went off, we got to see some press-only gameplay, and it was actually pretty cool. We actually got an article up, because of course we couldn't record, but we do have an article up giving you guys a few things that we saw of the gameplays of Prey and also Dishonored 2. And I will say, Prey is an amazing looking game. I mean, I cannot wait to play this game. But I mean, overall, QuakeCon was a great experience. I met a lot of new people out there. Made a lot of new friends. I just had a great time. Everyone, it felt like a family reunion because everyone seemed to have known each other from previous years. Everyone was smiling and hugging each other and passing out cards, and it was just the overall great experience. Hands up, round of applause to Bethesda, man. They put on one heck of a show.
Yeah, man. I remember when I was at E3 this year. It was Bethesda knows how to throw an after party. We'll give them that.
Yes.
They may not have the best conference, but they have a good after party.
Yes, man. I mean, we had a twinkle. Someone told us, yeah, man, the after party, because it was press only, and of course the devs and all that were invited. But we had kind of heard it's gonna be free alcohol, but then they had a open bar. I thought it was gonna be a limit. They was like, nope, drink what you want, eat what you want. They had it at the House of Blues, and they completely shut the House of Blues down, and they had it open just for the media to kind of celebrate the opening night of Quakecon. They gave us rented a coach, and it was a nice coach, nice and comfortable, man. So we rode in style up to the House of Blues, and they were just shuttling us back and forth every 20 minutes, man. It was a great experience. It's something I'll definitely be doing every year going forward.
Dude, that sounds like so much fun. But yeah, let's talk about Prey real quick. I assume you guys have seen the news coming out from Prey, that new gameplay trailer.
Yes. I will say my favorite aspect of this Prey is, and I wasn't sure if this was shown in the Twitch stream, but did you guys see the ability called Mimic?
No, I didn't see it.
All right, okay, this is something that was shown afterwards then. There's this ability called Mimic where you literally can mimic a lot of things, in the game. So this guy, he couldn't get through a certain part, so he mimicked a cup that was on the table and just rolled the cup through like a small little fence and then came back to himself. Like it was amazing. He mimicked a bomb in the next step. That gameplay trailer was absolutely amazing. I know this isn't the Prey everyone was maybe expecting, but this reimagining is amazing. You guys are not going to believe the stuff that you can do in this game when you get a chance to see it.
Mm. Tony, what's your take on it?
I didn't know what to make of it, to be honest. Like, I saw the trailer, I'm like, okay, what's this supposed to be? Like, where's that Native American guy from the first game? Like, I didn't know what the hell they were trying to do with this game, but again, I never really played the first Prey. I just know about it, so I don't really understand what to make of this one. I know that's not really an exciting answer, but I'm like, okay, I don't understand what's happening here. You fight some like shadow monsters or something. You're in space.
Phantoms, yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wish I had more to say about it. I'm like, I don't know, Prey. It could be good. It could not be good. I don't know. Maybe it's like a Dishonored type of game. I'm not really sure, but we'll see. I mean, it's a space game, so that should be cool.
For the guys watching, I'm going to put a link inside the chat for our article that's put out by Nick Edwards, which is he was out there at QuakeCon with me, and it's titled "Prey Gameplay Trailer that you didn't get to see," and he talks about a lot of extra stuff that we got to see as press. I'm actually going to link that in the description for you guys who are watching.
Nice. Yeah, because I want to know more. But it's funny because I did a report on this game and I'm still don't know what the fuck was going on. So that's good to know. They should have put out that trailer then if they actually explained what's going on in there.
Yeah, I mean, and it was I so wanted to because I was recording some stuff. You saw me, Anchor. I was Facebook living myself in there, and I don't know because they didn't really say what can I be recorded. But the moment they said the Twitch stream was over, they was like, cut them off. Man, they didn't say it like that, but it was like,
shit.
They were like, you guys are pretty good at this, but we're gonna ask you not to record. So I'm like, let's put this down.
That's kind of what awesome. QuakeCon's one of the last few places where they really don't like spoil anything anymore. Yeah. Like Comic-Con, there's always some dude always records whatever the leaked footage of whatever movie, and then the companies are really either forced to release the trailer prematurely or something else like that. But I mean, like for an example, when they showed Doom off last year at QuakeCon, nobody saw that trailer. They made sure nobody caught on to that.
They're like Marvel, man. You don't know shit until they watch it.
I mean, they had dudes walking up and down the aisle making sure you were not recording. Like, yeah, it was tight. I mean, they were really cool about it, but yeah, they're making sure you are not recording. They do not want this footage out whatsoever.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm really kind of excited. A lot of the stuff that's come out, most of it's PC focused. So I mean, it's not for console games. There's not much to be excited about. But I mean, I'm looking at stuff like Quake, having Quake come back. It looks like a lot of fun.
Dude, Quake
I'm just,
Champions looks amazing, dude. Like, I mean, it looks super fast, and now each hero, each champion has different abilities as well. Like Quake Champion looks really good, really good.
yeah. And I
If
also
he,
kind of find it funny that Quakecon Bethesda kind of runs that now
yeah,
because they have control of all these properties. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
exactly. Exactly, and I will say one of the funnier things from the night, because as I talked about the Dennis Fong interview, and of course he got, like I said, he's famous for playing Doom at QuakeCon, and then we asked him, is he playing the new Doom, and he said no, because it's trash.
What?
Yeah, he is not feeling the new Doom. Asked him what he's playing. We asked him what he's playing. He said he's playing a lot of Overwatch and things like that. So I think
Yeah.
he's, I mean, but like I said, this guy is the greatest, first-person shooter, the greatest competitive gamer of all time. Like, it's not even close.
Mhm. I don't know, man. Anyway, I mean, there's a lot of really cool stuff that happened at QuakeCon. I'm really glad you had the opportunity to go out there and really experience what it's like to be a VIP.
Yeah, it was nice, man. It was nice. It was nice. I can't complain, man. They gave us free shirts. They gave us some free game codes, and like I said, meeting some of those deals, man, was really cool. It really gets me hyped and excited because I got PAX South right around the corner in January, so
Yeah.
I'm excited for that.
All right. So we had a couple things that came out actually today, and again, one of the benefits of being on a Monday is that following the news cycle, Mondays and Tuesdays where all the good news kind of gets pumped out, and then, like Thursday, Friday, all the bad news starts coming out. And so one of the things that happened is that they just announced that there's going to be a Man of Steel 2. And this is to initial impressions. Let's start with Fame real quick. What are your thoughts about having a Man of Steel 2?
I could have went without it because I've never been a fan of standalone Superman games. Not games, movies. I've never been a big fan of that. So if there was never another standalone Superman game, movie, like I wouldn't be upset. I mean, I'll probably still go see it, but I'm not like, oh my god, another Man of Steel. It's like, yeah, it better be more like how Civil War was, where yeah, it was a Captain America movie, but it was basically another Avengers movie. So I'm hoping that's what it's like. If it's not, if it's just, you know 120 minutes of Superman on screen, no thank you.
Mm-hmm. Tony?
Yeah, I'm the complete opposite. I'm so excited about this. Okay, because I actually really love the Man of Steel, right? So, oh, I was still about to say something, but you have a question later on. I'm going to give something away, but anyway, I'll answer that later. But yeah, I was really excited for Man of Steel, right? And then I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see Man of Steel 2. And when they said, oh, we're going to cancel Man of Steel for Batman and Superman, that already made me hate the movie initially because of that. I'm like, no, I want a motherfucking Superman movie. I don't want to see Batman vs Superman. Save that shit for another time, So now that they finally announced this, I'm so excited. And then the fact is, Jeff Johns is running DC. He's the president of DC now, right? He's running all these movies. So I'm hoping that we're going to get like a real Superman movie. We're going to get the Superman that inspires hope, that gives, that makes you feel good about it, but at the same time has the same action sequences from Man of Steel. If they give us both of those together, it's going to be great, man. Like, I'm so excited for this, man. It's crazy. So I'm really glad DC's finally getting their shit together and giving us a proper Superman movie, because they even said they had a bunch of Superman movies lined up, and then they were like, oh yeah, let's just rush things and have Batman or Superman. It's like, no, we didn't need that movie. We needed a proper Superman sequel, and then you run into that, So I'm super excited for that.
I mean, that is an issue I want to talk about later, mostly in terms of the biggest problem in the DC universe being the order of the movies right now.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that later. We get into talk about Suicide Squad. I kind of want to hold that off, but I'm a little hesitant because I liked about half of Man of Steel, and I liked it. I liked the philosophical aspect of it, but then it went a little too heavy on the CGI action stuff. I had mostly a problem with the technique, with all the shaky cam CGI where I can't even see anything what's going on. But I look at it as I want to see a good Superman movie, so I'm probably gonna give it a pass. But I want to see creativity with it.
Yes.
And following the ending of Batman v Superman, we kind of know where Superman's going to come out. We know it's not going to be a doomsday plot, and we know at least that much. I'm not sure if they'll. This is a larger concern I have. Again, I'll talk about this when we get into Suicide Squad. It's just I want to see some smaller, more personal stakes. I want to see where it's you give Superman an option where he has to choose between, all right, you can't be doing both of this stuff. Kind of like a Spider-Man 2 situation, where it's like you can't be Superman and Clark Kent. You can't have both. You got to pick one. And I want to see maybe like a Brainiac figure, or maybe even a Bizarro. I would love to see Bizarro finally
Oh,
show
hell
up.
yeah.
Like it would just something to kind of bounce that off, or maybe even some stupid throwaway character. I can't remember who's the robot with the or I guess android technically with kryptonite in his chest.
Metallo.
Metallo. For whatever reason I couldn't remember what it was. Maybe a character like that, something like that. I don't know, but I'm initially open to the concept of Man of Steel. But again, if Snyder's involved, I'm a little hesitant.
Yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to bring up. It's like, don't get Zack Snyder to direct this. Get somebody else, you know. And I actually would love it if Jeff Johns had a little bit of a hand in writing it, because he understands DC characters in general, and he do a really good Superman. So that'd be great if he, has a little bit of a hand in that as well, But yeah, Zack Snyder, no, you do something else. Don't touch Superman anymore. You had your chance, you fucked it up.
Or if you're gonna give it to him, I'd let it be something like let him do like the visual effects or the fight choreography or something. I don't know. But don't let him have control of that story.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, let him direct the actual fights and stuff, the cinematography. Don't let him touch the story. I agree with you, and don't fuck with the tone either. We don't need another dark Superman movie. We need one like the '80s Superman movies. The first two is like you see this man. It's like, yes, that's fucking Superman right there. That's the guy I want to follow. That's the shit I want to see, not this like depressed guy.
Yeah, we've kind of had enough of that, and I think at least judging based on the Comic-Con Justice League trailer. I feel a little better about it because it doesn't feel like they're going for the super dark anymore. That they're kind of trying to lighten the mood, and it really makes me feel better about it.
Definitely, man. You even saw some of that in Suicide Squad. I'm like, holy shit! I'm actually laughing at a DC movie. This is great.
Yeah, but I guess again, like I said, there wasn't too much going on this last week or so. It was mostly little things like having Suicide Squad released. That's kind of the big story right now, and then Man of Steel 2 getting announced, but we don't have any like hard details about it, so not much to work about. So we're gonna start moving into the Suicide Squad portion of the episode today, and we'll let you guys get on your way. So if you I'm trying to shoot for non-spoilery, maybe to mild spoilers. We won't give any plot details or anything like that.
Okay.
Only things you either seen in the trailers or things that don't really affect the story or anything else. So let's first start off with Fame. You actually just got out of the theater.
Yes, it's gonna be difficult because I just watched it and not to be spoiled. But I'm gonna give you my thoughts on I'm gonna give you a few points. Number one, Will Smith, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn stole the show. There is no movie without them two. Those two are they're the everything in this movie. Without those two and those actors and actors playing those two parts, the movie would have been horrible. Not horrible, but it wouldn't have been as good. Will Smith continued to prove why he's one of the best actors of our generation. He did a great job with Deadshot, and I can't think of the actress that did Harley Quinn. Help me out here. Help me out. What's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Yes, she did an amazing job. She was the Harley Quinn that I wanted. I will say, Jared Leto, I will say this was brilliant on the producer's part, on people who did the movie. It's brilliant on that part to not feature him as much because of what he had to follow with Heath Ledger and the mystique and aura that comes with playing Joker. His him not being on screen that often, I think, was a great move. Kind of eased people into him. It wasn't like, all right, here's Joker. He's constantly in the movies, and the people are going to sit there and try to compare him to previous Jokers, things like that. I think the way they introduced him and the way they really didn't have him as a main part of the movie was absolutely brilliant. But overall, man, most reviewers know what they're talking about. This was a great movie. I think when they originally went back and said they were going to reshoot some scenes to make it funnier, I was kind of upset about that. But it was the right amount of funny. Like I said, Deadshot and Harley Quinn stole the show for me. Absolutely stole the show.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Tony? You've actually seen the movie twice, right?
Yeah. By the way, just quick thing here, Anchorman. I'm so glad you retweeted that because I wanted to send you that. That GIF is hilarious. But yeah, so yeah, I've seen it twice. I saw it at a press screening on Tuesday, and then I went back to see it with just a friend, regular audiences on Friday. Now, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, that first half was really good, but that second half, I don't feel this, man. It just devolved into stupidity. And then I saw it again on Friday. I still feel that way for the most part. I like the movie more. It wasn't like with Batman vs Superman. The more time has passed, the more I hate the movie. Right? With this one, like I saw it that night, and then I kept sleeping on. I'm like, wasn't that bad. And then I saw it on Friday. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm okay with most of this movie, like that first half where you get introduced to the characters, all the quick cuts, it looks like a music video, right? Really well done. I enjoyed that. It was fun. I was like, oh wow, I'm actually having a great time during a DC movie. This is what I've always wanted. I liked all the characters. Like that's the main thing to me with this movie. I thought all the characters, except for one, I'll get to him, were very, very well done. I was very happy with the main Suicide Squad. Like, by the end of this movie, I felt like I want to see more movies with these characters. They're all really good. And, like Fame, like you said, Deadshot was fantastic. Harley Quinn was dope. And I also want to give a shout out because no one's really talking about him. I like the dude who played Diablo. I thought he was really well done.
Yes, dude,
too.
he did his thing. He did.
Yeah, brother. Like, I don't know why people are talking about it. Yo, like he has like some real like his story arc was.
It went deep.
Yeah,
it was deep, dude.
I love that, because he was like the one guy's like in his mind he feels that he deserves all that punishment. It's not like the other guys. So I thought that was cool. And then another little quick shout out because no one's really talking about him. He didn't have too much screen time. I like Captain Boomerang. He was just so silly,
But that's a big thing. I love the cast. I like Captain Boomerang as a character in the comics more than, and also the animated series, more than the other real members of the Suicide Squad. I don't think they gave him enough time or really explained any part of him at all.
They didn't at all, but like whenever he did do something, it just made me laugh. Like there's this one scene. It's not giving away too much, but they basically take him out of a burlap sack, and the first thing he does, he just gets up and punches the first person he sees. And I'm like, okay, this is cool. And then there's another part later towards the movie. I'm not gonna give it away where Rick Flag does something and my man just leaves. I'm like, oh, that's funny. They kind of ruined that later with some editing and stuff, but I thought that was cool. The only character I still have reservations about, even though I don't think he's bad, I'm like, I don't know if I feel this version of the Joker, man. Like, to me, it's like...
I want to talk about that, like, specifically Joker.
Yeah, like, again, I don't want to spoil it for people, but, okay, I didn't mind that he was more of a gangster. Like, it seemed like he was Tony Montana with whiteface. He kind
of takes a little more from like a Jack Nicholson Joker, where he is more about the gang mentality, about like, all right, we're running an operation here. This is not just me being crazy. The crazy aspect of it is, I wouldn't say a gimmick as much as it is kind of like a side thing, but you realize Joker in this universe, is more of a, all right, he's a gangster.
Yeah, okay, that I wasn't too bad with that, but some of his mannerisms threw me off. Like, I'm not gonna kill you, I'm just gonna hurt you real bad. It's like, do you have to breathe after every word, bro? Like, I don't know about that.
Hey, can I ask you guys a quick question?
Go
okay,
ahead,
referencing back to Batman vs Superman, of course we seen Robin's suit, and it said "ha ha" jokes on you, was good at the inclination that Robin is already dead in this storyline, okay?
Yeah.
And so at the beginning of Suicide Squad, unless I read it wrong, Didn't Harley Quinn's name at the very bottom? It said accomplice in killing of Robin or something like that at the very bottom.
Oh shit! Really?
I
Did
didn't
it?
catch it, but I saw someone else had caught that.
Okay, so what's weird is
Could have been with Joker.
so she was accomplice with Joker to kill Robin. But it's crazy how this brand of Batman, like he still saved her life. He didn't brand her. He kind of just, you know, I don't want to no spoilers. But you guys seen the movie, you know what I'm saying. So I thought that was weird how he still helped her, even though it wasn't like Joker killed Robin by herself. They pretty much gave it away that she helped Joker kill Robin. I thought that was cool to kind of put those two together.
Yeah, that is. I mean, I didn't see that, but that would be pretty interesting if they went that route. But remember, with the whole, you just asked why did he help her? Why didn't he brand her? Remember, they're trying to take Batman away from him murdering people like he did in Batman vs Superman. Even they realize they fucked up by doing that, so they're trying to step away from that, you know. But yeah, going back to the Joker, my main thing is, again, I'm trying not to spoil things. We all know Harley Quinn is devoted to Joker. She's in love with Joker, deeply in love with him, right? Mm-hmm. Joker is not exactly supposed to be in love with her back.
Yeah, he always treats her like crap in like the comments and.
It's supposed to be an abusive relationship.
Yeah, and I feel the movie didn't exactly portray that. Like it seemed like he loved her as much as she loved him, which really like bugs me. Like I understand this is a movie, it's supposed to be different, but at the same time, that's kind of ruining what the character's supposed to be. And then what makes it worse is I've heard that the Joker not only was supposed to be in the movie longer, but there was more aspects of that abusive relationship in the actual movie. They just took it out. So that's
you know that I think they took it out because of backlash. You seen what happened when there was a poster of Mystique being choked by Apocalypse and the backlash, the feminism crap that.
That nonsense.
I think they saw it and like, you know what, we might get a bunch of backlash for this, which sucks that people get all butthurt because if a girl beats up a guy in a movie, no one cares. If a guy hits a girl, then it's time to shame the movie for everything that it is.
Look, okay, I'm not gonna get too much of a side stuff into that whole feminism stuff, but I find it funny. It's like, listen, you're gonna lose either way. They still said this movie was misogynistic, so I'm like, you know what? Just do your thing. You're gonna get called out anyway. Just don't worry about these people. Just do your thing, because they still said this movie was heavily misogynistic because, Batman punched Harley. Oh, this guy punched another woman. It's like, really, guys? Really? Like, a woman could punch a guy in the face, but then, like, if the reverse happens...
And they're bad guys. They're not even supposed to be good guys.
Yeah, exactly. So it's stupid. So my point is, like, listen, you're going to get called out by these people anyway because this is how they make a living. They have to, feel, I guess, bothered, offended by stuff.
Outrage.
So, yeah, outrage, exactly. It's like, these manufactured outrage. So I say to these movie people, don't even worry about them. Do your thing, because you're going to get called out anyway.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so my general thoughts about the movie, because I realized I didn't get around to this. I view the movie as it's a good first attempt. I think it's a good step in the right direction. It's not like a hit. It's not like this super great movie. Like in terms of the hierarchy, at least recently, for the movie universes, it's been the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then the Fox Cinematic Universe, and I guess the Sony one, and then DC. These, at least the two movies that DC had put out at the time were just kind of to bad, and this one kind of bumps it up past the Sony stuff into the Fox realm, where it's like it's serviceable, it does its job. It's not great, but it's almost there. It's a stepping stone. They're doing the right stuff for it. My major criticisms, first of all, come from the Joker-Harley relationship. I disagree with that. The plot itself is kind of circular, and it really kind of is. And you'll see what I mean later. And mostly it has to do with the creation of the Suicide Squad. It relies on something else, and that something else relied on the creation of the Suicide Squad, and it's just it really doesn't make a lot of sense. And you really start to think about it. But I mean, other than that, I really enjoyed Will Smith's character. I was really down with the Amanda Waller character.
Oh yes.
I was just like, she is.
Well, she is my favorite actress. She is. I mean, everything she does is every movie she's in, from The Help, and when she has a show, How to Get Away with Murder, she is an amazing actress. A lot of people give her more respect for the great actress that she is. She is one of the greatest actresses out right now and it's not even close.
And the scene that sold me on it is the mid-credit scene. Like that was, guys. There is an after-credit scene. Stay till the end, kind of thing. There is one in the mid-credits. Stay for it. It's worth it. And that scene alone kind of sold her off, because I was kind of like 50-50 on it throughout the movie, but the end credit scene was like, oh, there we go, I'm in.
Yeah, I had left the theater, but once you told me Anchor, somebody had leaked it on YouTube, so I watched it, and yeah, that was a great scene.
That's interesting because, like, to me, I was sold on her in the beginning scene, like where she's just, at dinner with the army guys. I'm like,
yes.
Okay, that's motherfucking Amanda Waller. This is crazy. But then, I can't give it away, but that the mid credit scene or whatever you want to call it, I actually didn't like it. It just seemed very inconsistent. I can't go into it without spoiling it, but I'm like, okay, I didn't have a problem with what Amanda Waller did per se. I had a problem with what a certain other character she talked to did.
I understand your concern with that one, but I thought how Amanda Waller handled it. It gave enough oomph for me. Where it was like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, but wasn't that not the scene with the General and Tony Stark after the Hulk?
Yeah,
was it not virtually the same?
Oh
scene?
yeah, it was the same.
I want to get into this too. You start noticing a lot of similarities, like not even just genre stuff, but like you start noticing like
it was basically the same
scene. A lot of Marvel in this movie.
Yeah, especially again, I'm not going to give it away, but this was kind of almost like Age of Ultron, where like you had these like minion like enemies that you get to fight, right? And then you have the main enemy that was caused by the good guys. If you think about it, like the main threat was directly caused from the formation of Suicide Squad.
Yep.
But yeah,
that's the whole circular plot line.
Yeah.
But like, not even just that, but it's like you like, okay, so Batman vs Superman really didn't lift anything from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but Suicide Squad really did pull from it.
Oh
you start noticing things like okay, so, like this is a dumb aesthetic choice. Guardians of the Galaxy, which actually Suicide Squad just beat the opening weekend for August, just beat Guardians. So that's an achievement. I mean, this movie's doing very well for the first week. We'll see if it has legs next week. But it's just... Okay, so Guardians, they had... In the first 10 minutes of the movie, they had 2 nostalgia songs playing. They had one at the very beginning when Peter's mom dies, and then they have one during the opening credits scene. And this movie, in the first 10 minutes, has like 7 to 10 songs. And they just shove them down your throat, and it's like, all right, yeah, we get it. It's the same kind of thing as Guardians. We don't need any more than this. And they pulled that aesthetically from it. They pull the whole coming together scene, and they gotta have a bar scene where we spill our hearts to each other about how we're so flawed. It's like, all right.
Not me. I'm beautiful.
Killer Croc, I love the character, dude. They asked him what he wanted, BET. And I like the reference they did to the Dark Knight Rises with Killer Croc, and he says, remember when Bane told Batman, I was born in the darkness, you just
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's right. I know.
Killer Croc says that to those guys. I was born under there. You guys just merely adopted. I was like, oh snap! Yeah, they kind of pulled that scene from Dark Knight Rises.
Yeah, there was also.
I will say though, I feel like him and Captain Boomerang were really underused.
Yeah, they should have used them more. I agree.
Just like they were just kind of there, and they had like 1 or 2 moments, but that was pretty much it. But they didn't contribute anything. And it's. Like I said, the film was mostly... I think actually Fame said this first. He said that they focused most of the film on Harley Quinn and Deadshot.
Yeah, and that was smart because those two were great. On them. Those two were great. They delivered. They absolutely delivered. Yeah, they did a great job. I was more concerned about Harley Quinn because I knew what Will Smith could do. I trust in his ability. I was more concerned about Harley Quinn, but they nailed it. They nailed it. She was complete another psychopath, which is what I want.
Yeah,
she was fantastic. I agree.
Like I said, I think it has some flaws, but I mean it's serviceable. Like if I had to rate, I'd give it like a 7 on a good day. Like it was good.
Yeah, I would lower than that. I would give it like a 5, which is exactly down the middle. My main problem is, like we said before, the main villain. I was like, okay, here's my thing. Okay, without giving away things, it's like, why did these guys have to face like a extinction level villain? These aren't the
Yeah,
Avengers. This isn't the Justice League. I would have preferred if they would have faced something more lower scale. You know?
yeah, that's another point I was bringing up earlier today when we were talking about Man of Steel 2. Like, just saying that not everything has to be a world-ending crisis.
Yeah.
Like, and this is something Marvel had a problem with as well, where everything had to be like, all right, it's the end of the world or some sort of corporate bullshit. It was always the same, one of those two things. It was really kind of annoying, and they learned their lesson about that. But like I said, like Ant-Man didn't need to be a world-ending crisis. It didn't need to be. And
Yeah, I mean,
the same thing with Suicide Squad. It didn't need to be.
It didn't need to, like, okay, I understand the Suicide Squad. They go on missions that potentially save the world, right? But at the same time, no one's supposed to know about it. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be a covert, like, team. You know, so I didn't think they needed to go crazy like that. Like back on my podcast, around your questions, someone's asking us like, who would you have picked as the villain? We almost all exclusively like said like it would have been dope if fucking Deathstroke the Terminator was the main villain of this movie. Could you imagine that? Like he just takes over a section of Midway City and they got to go in there and take this dude out, you know?
Yeah.
And then at the end, like Deathstroke, this is what we came up with, and we're like, why are we making a better movie than Hollywood? Deathstroke actually frees the Suicide Squad. I was like, okay, y'all work for me now. Bam, that's the end. Like, oh shit, that'd be nuts.
That would be crazy. I'd watch it. But I mean, honestly, that's the other thing about like going back to the concept of Joker. I want to give you say a few things about it. He wasn't necessary to the film at all.
I agree.
Like but that's what they used him the right amount.
Background. That was pretty much it.
But do you not think that was the right way to use him? Because if they would have made him a bigger part of the movie, we would have had to sit here and compare him to Heath Ledger. We would have had to sit here and compare the two and how they impacted the movie. And I mean, it would have been unfair. So they had to minimize him as much as possible.
No, but I mean, at the same time, like he either should have not been in the movie or had just one scene, one really creepy scene. And like just for Harley's background, he didn't need all these multiple scenes to be in it.
So you think he should have been like the Batman? Well, I was going to say another character that we saw.
Thanos in Guardians, where it was like he's in there for one scene, and he's terrifying. He has menace. And that's the one scene you need, and you don't need any more.
Okay, what do you guys think about that one meta-human that showed up at the beginning of the movie? You guys think that was necessary for them to show? Like, it was almost like, okay, yeah, there he is, and nothing's happening. Like, that was it. Like, he showed up. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want to spoil it.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm sorry. I know who you're talking
about.
I
was like, okay, what's the point of having him show up as, like,
No, I mean, because
that was a scene with Captain Boomerang. That's his main
that's
we
already kind of spoiled it already.
Yeah,
for those of you that know Captain Boomerang, he's one of Flash's villains, and Flash.
I didn't think about that. You're right.
Yeah, it was a little Easter egg for the fans. I enjoyed it, you know.
And like that's one of the things there. I feel like Suicide Squad would have had more of an impact on me. Like I would have really dug it if it was something that it was like it been building up to this. Like if Suicide Squad was like a bunch of like no-name villains over the course of the build-up of the DC universe, where like they get put away. Like I could say Captain Boomerang gets put away by Flash at the beginning of his movie because he's so easy. He just beats him up real quick, and it's like a throwaway villain. But then he gets put in Suicide Squad later, so it all kind of ties together. But it's also just kind of interesting. See, I mean that's like I feel like that would have meant more to me.
Yeah, but dude, that's the same
midway through.
That's the same problem Batman versus Superman had. That's the exact problem that movie had. You didn't have all that buildup. It's like, okay, here's Batman fighting Superman. So why didn't you guys should have had movies with each of these characters so we actually care about that. By the time Civil War happened, you're like, oh shit, I've seen a bunch of movies where these guys were fighting along with, like fighting, against, with each other. Now they're fighting against each other. This is crazy, but DC didn't have anything like that. You're right. That would have been so dope if you had like a Batman movie or two where you had some of these villains show up and then a couple Flash movies where some of these guys show up and then they all show up together, but DC fucked it up. They just wanted to rush everything,
And again, that's honestly the biggest problem with the DC universe is just the order. It's the order and how things are done. I'm not saying that you have to do like everybody has to have their own singular movie, but I'm just saying like having these flashbacks for like okay, like Batman's in Suicide Squad. They have it in the trailers. They show it pretty prominently. But then they show he's specifically in two different shows, or like not two different shows, two different background stories for different characters. He's specifically in two of them, and it's like he doesn't even have his own movie yet.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he knew who the character was, like in terms of he's been introduced into the DC universe already. But I feel like I said before, a lot of this would have been better if they just had it later. It would have meant more. Like I'm saying, it's not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it would have done better if it had done this.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. But yeah, that like I said, I still really loved the first half of the movie, the setup and stuff. And then when they got to the main quote unquote plot, I'm like, he all kind of lost me. But the characters still kept me invested in it, because I really thought they were all very well done.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had a good time watching it. For those of you that are trying to look for some sort of whether or not you should see it, you should see the movie. I'd say go catch it at a matinee sometime, just maybe next weekend or so. Go catch it. It's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a good time. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much everything I got for the show. Anything else you guys want to add?
No, I think that's pretty much it.
You had your thing you wanted us to do?
Oh yeah, that's right.
I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me about that. Anyway, so those of you guys who are watching, if you guys are interested in this at all, on Twitter I started doing this little thing. I called it Year 4 or whatever. And it's just this a short little thing. I wanted to ask everybody on the panel what they thought about this. It's a pick 4 characters, and it's just kind of related to comics or the superhero stuff. Pick who your favorite superhero is, your favorite supervillain, your favorite love interest, as in like someone who's been used as a love interest character, and then have a favorite civilian character. Like for myself, I have a weird taste when it comes to stuff. Mine is my favorite superhero is Captain Marvel from DC. I just love Billy Batson. I love the concept, and I feel like he's underused so often and really just underestimated in pretty much every opportunity. My favorite villain's got to be Doctor Doom. I mean, what a formidable sorcerer and inventor. He's got you coming and going in the mystics and technology department. My favorite love interest is, Iron Fist love interest, who will be in the Iron Fist TV show, Misty Knight. I'm excited for that. I'd love to see her. And my favorite civilian, it's got to be Leo Zelensky from the Marvel Universe. He's actually a superhero tailor, where people would come to him and ask him, like, hey, can you fix my costume? And he'd fix it up, charge a little bit. He's running an operation down in New York where, like, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, he has superheroes, and on Tuesday, Thursdays, he has supervillains. And he just runs an operation. I love that.
For me, I was stuck on the whole civilian thing, so I really didn't have one for that one. But like you, my favorite hero is Shazam, or Captain Marvel, whatever you guys want to call him. I still call him Shazam because that's what I do. Like you said, I think he really. I can't wait for him to get his own movie or be shown in the DC universe. I think it'd be great. My favorite villain, if you guys know me, you guys know my favorite villain is Loki. And my favorite love interest, drumroll, Talia al Ghul.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Wow. That
She's a villain, but she's also a love interest.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. For me, I think it's pretty obvious who my favorite superhero is, as I, was gushing before. Fucking Superman. Like, he is like the quintessential superhero, because unlike most superheroes, like, he does it because it's the right thing to do. He's not scarred or anything. He's just brought up right, and he just does what needs to be done. But at the same time, I also kind of respect the restraint he has, because I know if I was Superman, there'd probably be like 5 billion people dead by the end of the week, so I respect that. This guy is essentially a god, but he wants to be, try to be like so much of a mortal, because he was still brought up on Earth, and then it's funny, this is a little bit of a segue, but everybody always says, oh, I like Superman more than Batman because I could relate more to him. I'm like, no, I relate more to Superman because think about like this, Clark Kent, what does he do? He gets up in the morning, he goes to work for a shitty boss, comes home, has dinner with his wife, right? What does Bruce Wayne does when he gets up? He has a supermodel next to him, jacuzzi, Lamborghini. You can't relate to that, so yeah, Clark Kent, Superman, always my favorite. Supervillain, I'm actually gonna have to co-sign with you, Anchorman. Doctor Doom, I love Doctor Doom. He is fantastic. My runner-up would have been Magneto. I think he's really good too. I love villains that like you could actually understand their point of view if they explain it to you. They're not just like evil for the sake of being evil. Like these are guys that think they honestly believe they can make the world better if you just submit to them. I always find that pretty interesting. As far as love interest goes, I never really thought about. I guess I'm gonna go with the classic one, Mary Jane. I always thought she was really good. Gwen Stacy was also pretty cool too. And as far as civilians, it's funny because I was thinking like I like that guy who makes the suits for the heroes. I forgot what his name was. So yeah, Leo. Yeah, so because I remember there was this one issue of Spider-Man where Spider-Man's talking to him. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna give you it's like Spider-Man, I'm gonna give you a discount. He's like, why were you gonna give me a discount? He's like, because you're a local boy. And he's like, what do you mean I'm a local boy? He's like, I'm not. How do you know I'm from around here? He's like, say that again without the Queen's accent. So I thought that was pretty fun. So yeah, Leo definitely, and also a bit of a shout out to Bibbo. He's like he's a Superman. He's like Superman's biggest fan, and he looks like Popeye. I always just find it like funny when he shows like, "Hey, Superman, I'm your biggest fan." He's a funny guy, I like this question.
Yeah, it's. I find for whatever reason, I always find it really funny that nobody really talks about the civilians.
Yeah.
In comics, like, because some of the civilians are, the reason I read comics, like, like it's not always just a superhero or whatever. I like looking at the supporting cast. Like, I was actually gonna pick as my love interest beforehand. It was gonna be Betty Brant, and then I remember
that's a good one.
And then I remembered Iron Fist was coming out. I was like, oh no, I gotta do Misty Knight.
Yeah, there you go. I also like, even though he classic too, always like Jimmy Olsen. Superman's pal. He's fun.
Oh, you mean the one they killed off?
Oh no. Horrible, man. Horrible. Like, don't say his name. Jeez.
No. Jeez. Anyway, guys, thanks for checking everyone out. It's been an absolute blast having you guys on the show. I love being able to talk comics and movies and all this kind of stuff. I love it. It's so much fun. I want to thank you, Tony, for jumping on the show so we can talk more Suicide Squad.
Dude, I would never give up a chance to talk to you about comics. So thank you for having me on, man. And everybody out there, please make sure to check out Throwdown, where we regularly talk about comic books because we're all geeks. We love it.
Definitely love it, man. And I also want to thank my co-host, Fame. Hope you get some sleep following Comic-Con.
Yeah,
Not
definitely,
Comic-Con,
man.
Quakecon.
Definitely, man. Shout out to my PIC, man, Nick Edwards, man. If you guys don't know who he is, go to Twitter at Nicodemus_X, man. Check him out. He was with me at QuakeCon, man, and that dude was on top of his game, constantly had his laptop out writing about stuff, and we had a great time. But once again, thank you guys for watching. Tony, once again, man, thanks for coming on. We really appreciate it. And I'm hoping we can have an actual spoiler cast for Suicide Squad soon. I would love to actually for us to go in depth, so we can give people at least a week or two, and then it's time to actually talk about it. So, but you guys know, like I said earlier, our Gears of War 4 giveaway is up and running. Go to our website, tickgn.com, type in Gears of War 4 giveaway, and it's right there for you guys to enter. And yeah, man, thank you guys for watching.
Yep. All right. We'll see you guys later. Again, thank you guys for checking out Multiverse Podcast, the greatest show on Mondays. I will see you guys later. I hope you guys have a great day.